It was an early morning on the island of Sodor, while Samson was getting ready for the pizza tray, he was talking to Harvey. Well, I heard today that you're going to go find some old, what's the words? You're going looking for old sightings to look for if there's anything valuable. Yes, that is the case. Yeah. And I also seem to remember there being an old line going off Knapford. Yes. I think though. Yes, I think there is. Well, maybe you should go take a look. Someday I will. But there's nowhere else I can really go. Anyway, I must be off with the pizza train. Okay, Samson. Goodbye. Goodbye. Handled along quite nicely, but stopped at the foot of the hill. The hill in question was a big, steep one that Samson had to climb. He didn't know if he would be able to do it, but he was willing to give it a try. Samson set off up the hill. Samson made it up to the top, but then, and he fell down to the bottom. The coupling snapped and the cars all laid, broken, dented and busted on the ground, with pizza and oil and grease all leaking out. But Samson, however, was able to stay onto the rails. The driving firemen fell as well. Luckily they weren't hurt. And Samson decided to trundle on. Then Samson came over the hill, and when he stopped, he was gobsmacked by what he saw. Then he saw a bright yellow engine with an open black cab and a coal truck behind him. He looked like a tender engine, but his tender was missing. On the side it said Rocket. Are you the Rocket? Why, yes I am. And I'm jolly well proud of it. What are you doing here then? Oh, I ran away from Scrap. The top of my head's been the controller of this railway always, you know. Really? How so? Before him, this was just an barren wasteland. It was just rails, but farming wouldn't work. And it was only a transport to see this dead thing. But eventually, to see this dead land. But unfortunately, the man went bankrupt and started scrapping engines left, right, and center. He had about 20 of them. Me being number 15, me being number 12. Soon, I was the last engine left, and well, he said he was going to scrap me. This old line used to be connected to a big junction, and I left my tender on the siding, grabbed the coal truck, and steamed here. My tender was pulled off and left. Oh, sorry, my memory gets hallucinating. And then I came down this line. The rails were ripped up when Sir Topham Hatt, I think, took over. And he must have bought you. Well, I will be able to help you with that. I'll shunt you out of here. Oh, thank you. And Samson backed up and went around to the front. He buffed it up and then shunted Rocket out. The pair made it out, using ropes and winches to hoist him onto a lower track. When just then, Harvey came in with something unspeakable. There lay an old tinder, bright yellow like Stephen, and it had an old rail livery, which was now used, or it had an old yellow logo, which is now used as the Ulstead Castle logo. Stephen was happy, and soon he were to be going to the works and be part of the railway. In Dane's hands, the rocket was shunted by Dane. And then in a couple of weeks, he was shunted again to the boiler, to the water tanks, to have a boiler pressure test. After passing, he was ready to move on his own. He was pulled back slightly and ready to go. Stephen was ready, and with a giant blow of his whistle and the loud hiss of his pistons working, Stephen started up. Stephen was in full steam again, and he thought, as he chuffed in to nap, that he said, "Thank you, Samson. I couldn't have made it without you. I would have been stuck there forever." And just then, they heard a familiar whistle. It was Harvey. He came in with a brand new coach. Gasped at the sight of the coach. "Fear!" Stephen cried. "My private coach." "Hello, Stephen. Oh, it's so nice to meet you again. It's been so long in the siding." "Well, it's nice to see you too." From that day onwards, Stephen took rides for all the people who wanted to see him.